$443.64. So that is definitely something to consider. Hey everybody, Kyle here with Spicer Designs. Welcome back to the channel. Let me just show you guys something before we get started here in today's video. So what we have here is 4 brand new tires for the Japanese mini dumper. We still haven't landed on a name yet. Lots of great suggestions in the last video. We'll talk about that in the next Japanese dumper or spicy dump next video. So I just got this box the other day. I had no idea what it was because I didn't order anything. Well, I guess I did order something. Let's see what it is. Well, looky there. 2 more freaking tires. So here's what happened. I ordered 4 tires for the Japanese dumper. 2 of them showed up, the other 2 did not. They got lost in shipping. I mean, this was like a couple of months ago. They were nowhere to be found. So the company sent me the other 2 missing tires that I needed. Luckily, I haven't even had a chance to put them on yet, but the other day, the missing tires showed up randomly. I have to contact them and let them know so I can ship them back to them. I don't want to screw them over. So today's video, we're going to finally find out what is underneath this moving blanket. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 months now. Unfortunately, when I got it, it wasn't completely ready to go and ready to use. So today we're going to get this thing set up. So without further ado, let's see what's underneath this thing. The anticipation's killing me. I don't know, maybe I don't want to show it yet. All right, let's do it. 3, 2. Oh, is there a freaking mouse nest in there? These freaking mice, I swear. God, turn up on my good moving blankets. So there it is, a 36-inch Rhinox hydraulic tilt bucket. Let's see, we've got 1 hydraulic cylinder, 2 hydraulic cylinders, and it has the Bobcat exchange bracket already mounted to it. The only thing that it does not have to make it where I can't use it is it did not come with the hydraulic hoses. So what we're going to do today is get this thing connected to the Bobcat E35. I'm going to haul the everything to my Bobcat dealer where I bought my machine from. We're going to have some hydraulic hoses made for it. They also have a newer model mini excavator that I want to check out. It was not available when I bought my E35. I don't plan on buying it, but I do want to just take a look at it just in case, you know, some of you guys are interested in this excavator content. I just figured I'd share it. So without further ado, let's get the truck hooked up to the trailer and get this machine loaded up. Well, first impressions, it looks good on the machine. It kind of extends the length of the stick. I would say you would expect to get a little bit more reach having a tilt bucket, just because of all the mechanics of it, just, you know, add to it. But I would say it looks pretty nice. good fit. So this will be my first time loading the excavator on, well, it's not my first time loading it on this trailer. This will be my first time towing the excavator with the new 3/4 ton with the Duramax in it. I'm sure it'll do just fine. I actually towed this excavator with my 1/2 ton, so should be good. What would be ideal is a hydraulic tilt deck trailer. This little dovetail thing can be a little sketchy. One thing I do like about this trailer is it has these brackets right here, or braces, so when that weight comes down, it buries them into the ground. That way the ass end of your truck doesn't lift off and, you know, go scooting down a hill. Jake, Dude Ranch.
All right, here we go.
Oh, she's flopping around. I know that feeling. All right, I'm gonna extend out here a little bit just to get the weight forward. I don't think I'll tip back, but I don't want to take any chances. Tilt deck would be so nice. So nice. Well, that went pretty damn smooth if I don't say so myself. The trick is to keep moving forward and not stop, because that's when you start teetering. All right, now we got to get this thing placed just right. And to do that, we're going to use my secret weapon. Now, according to the nameplate, this machine weighs 7,530 pounds, but because it is a long stick, it has additional counterweight on it, so I think it's roughly around like 8,400 pounds. Between that and the trailer weighing around 3,000 pounds, what is that? Like 11,500 pounds-ish. Oh, and then we got the attachment. I don't know, say like 12,000 pounds. All right, so we're gonna jump on the weigh safe. Oh, I still have my old truck on this. Damn it. We'll just see if we can do it with this. We'll go with 400 pounds of cargo. Trailer cargo is 8,500 pounds. Done. So we need between 1,170 to 1,755 pounds of tongue weight. And with the weigh safe hitch, the only way to know that is by using the built-in scale. So right now we're at about 400 pounds. I need to move that machine forward quite a bit here. So I'll get that all dialed in, and then we know that this weight is distributed properly and we're towing safely. Now, I know a lot of you have heard about this hitch before on the channel. I do have a relationship with them. I wouldn't have a relationship with them if I didn't believe that it was a good product. It really is, and I do have discount links. I'll have all that information down in the description. Go check them out. They got products for all of your towing needs. No, this video is not sponsored by them. I just freaking love that hitch. Got a clevis on here that I just kind of rigged up there. I think it was decent setup. Through the blade, through our little tow loop back there. We're only going about 30 minutes away. The new 25 Duramax, it's pulling this thing no problem at all. We're getting 9.8 miles per gallon. We've only went 8 miles, but it pulls well, it stops well. Trailer is pulling really nice back there. All right, so I just arrived here at Bobcat of Davies County, located in Washington, Indiana, like southwestern Indiana. This is where I bought my E35 from. This is a phenomenal dealer. This dealer is amazing. They're super easy to work with, very knowledgeable. They always have a fresh new lineup and inventory of Bobcat machines, whether it's compact track loaders, excavators, side-by-sides, compact tractors, zero turns, wheel loaders, mini skids. They got freaking everything here. And when I bought this machine, the owner said, if you mention Spicer Designs, they'll do a little something for you. I'm not sure exactly what. Probably depends on what you're buying. All right, now I did not call ahead, so I'm hoping that the parts department can get me taken care of with these hoses. We're gonna find out. So what kind of fittings were on the Rhinox bucket then? That you said they were British something?
British pipe.
British pipe, okay.
The needler is basically a O-ring boss.
And those are pretty standard to use just with the quick couplers?
Yep.
Didn't think you'd be getting filmed today, did you?
No.
I'm used to just doing stuff by myself all the time, so I'm not a big fan of like filming in public, you know, but... That thing's fancy. Is that the XR4000?
Yeah.
Man, it's even touchscreen? That's why these Bobcats are so expensive. You want to be in it, don't you?
Nope.
You're like, damn it, why wasn't I at the desk when he got here? So shove it up through underneath. Okay, I see.
This crane sits on top of it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Awesome.
We're actually going to need a copy of that. Okay. Because people believe in it. He actually works.
It's documented. He actually does something
Exactly
here.
right.
Make sure the boss sees that video, will you? And then, is there, I mean, can you over tighten that, or is it
No,
with that O-ring in there?
It'll just sink down and bottom out.
Okay.
Yeah, the fittings actually.
And those are tapered with the O-ring? Okay,
Yeah,
so we don't need any.
they're tapered for the O-ring to sit in there.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay.
So when you tighten it down, that O-ring will slide right up in that taper.
Got it. Beautiful. That was quick and easy.
They need to get Rod in there, get him on a video.
I think that's good, because I could tie wrap them like to here even. You saw my freaking screw up? I feel like an idiot.
Could have been worse.
It was when I swapped that battery. I unplugged it because I needed the room, and I totally forgot to. Luckily, found it quick. You know. Hey, thank you very much for your help.
Yep.
Thanks, Rod. All right, hoses are done. The fitment looks great. Bobcat of Davies County, they did an excellent job like always. I was in and out of there in less than an hour. And I actually had another thing that I thought was wrong with the Bobcat, which I'll tell you about once we get back home. That way I can kind of show you what it was. But the total for those hoses with the quick couplers and the fittings, $443.64. So that is definitely something to consider when buying one of these Rhinox tilt buckets. The hoses are not cheap. Now, while I'm here, I want to show you guys something. They have a newer model mini excavator, a little bit bigger than mine, and I'm kind of curious. So I'm here with Seth from Bobcat of Davies County. What I want to show you guys, or ask Seth, is the difference between the E35 and the E40. The E40 is one of your newer models, right, Seth?
Yes. Yeah, the E40, you're still going to have around the same footprint as you do on the E35. I mean, you can tell by the track setup, a little bit taller, they are a little bit wider and a little bit longer. But as far as the weight class, I mean, you're at 3.5 ton on the E35, and on the E40, you're going to be at that 4 ton mark. So still going to comfortably pull behind. I mean, even at 1500, if you wanted to, you're still going to be weight-wise, it's going to be easier to pull, just like your 35.
But it's something you could pull without being like DOT certified or CDL or anything like that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, nothing really other until you get into like maybe our E60 or E88. That's kind of when you kind of get into that class. But really, the 60, you're probably even safe. It's the E88 that's going to be our big dog. So that you have to have all of it. So
you mentioned that the tracks are a little bit wider on the E40 versus the E35. I can see clearly that the blade is a lot bigger on the E40. And then the boom and stick on the two of these, they look like they're pretty much
they are pretty close to the same. Like both of these are long arms. Both of these have your hydraulic exchange. So everything's that tip your fingers inside your machine. You don't got to get out of your cab to get on your buckets like some of your other brands do. The 40 is just a little bit beefier version of the 35. It's just kind of like if you're wanting just that little bit of extra power, the E40 is going to be nice.
And the horsepower difference between the two of these, basically we're getting pretty much just a beefy version of the E35, wider tracks, bigger blade, and more horsepower.
Yes.
How much horsepower does this have compared to the E35?
So on the E35, you're around that 24, 25 horsepower range, and you're jumping all the way up to 40 horse on the E40.
Okay, that's a nice jump right there.
Yeah, so it is a pretty big jump. The E35, you're at a 0 tail swing.
Okay.
So whenever you can be right up against the house with your tracks, okay? And then so say if you want to turn on this E35, you can completely turn without worrying about hitting the house. When you go up to the E40, since it is a little bit beefier, they got what they call a minimal tail swing. So your house is actually going to hang over your tracks just a little bit when you're turning and stuff. So you ain't going to be able to be right up against something when you're swinging. Like I said, you still got a real small footprint of a machine. Like I said, I love it. I've sold 2 or 3 of them this past year to some guys. And they seem to love them, don't have any issues.
Is the hydraulic flow fairly comparable between the two units, or is
you're going to get a little bit more out of the E40. Jumping up horsepower, you get a little bit more out of that E40 than you do over the 35.
So the most important part that everyone's going to want to know is what kind of price difference if you jump from the E35 to the E40 you know, with the cabin, like we don't need to know the price of the machine, but
Yeah.
what kind of difference are we
It
going to
is
be
not
at?
a huge difference, which I was kind of saying before. Equipment are like vehicles. You can get different packages. So you can get, you know, a plain Jane package that's just got nothing, or you can go to your enclosed package. They're going to be comparable in prices. You know, obviously, you know, go to a bigger machine, it is going to be a little bit more, but it's not going to be out of the ballpark.
Like within 5,000-ish, you think, or a little bit more?
Like I said, it all depends on the package that you want.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to compare just, you know, plain Jane to plain Jane, you're kind of going to be right around that area.
So it's really going to come down to what you need to use that machine for, and if it's worth spending a little extra money
Yes.
on something a little bit beefier.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, hey man, I appreciate your time.
Hey, no
It was
problem.
nice
Thank
meeting
you. You too.
Semis. All right, I'm back from Bobcat of Davies County. I freaking love that place. Like I mentioned, I didn't even give them a warning that I was coming, and I had two things I needed to address. I thought I had an issue with the air conditioning in the E35, so I needed that to be looked at, and then of course I needed to get the hoses cut and made for the tilt bucket. Well, it turns out I'm an idiot, which most of you probably already know. I know my wife does. I ended up having to change out the battery in the E35 because I left the ignition on at one point, drained the battery, and it just never held a charge after that. So when I did it, I unplugged a connector, which happened to be for the air conditioning system. So the tech found it immediately. Obviously, it was an easy fix. They got me right in that shop. I pulled right in the bay as soon as I got there. Like I said, between them looking at that and fixing it, getting my hoses cut and made, less than an hour I was out of there. That's why having a good dealer is so important. Anyways, got the hoses cut. AC's fixed. I'm gonna get this thing unloaded. We'll go ahead and pull it into the shop. I'm gonna hopefully try to figure out what hose needs to be connected to what here. Depending on the way that I want it to tilt, I'll get them all connected and we'll do a little bit more testing with the Rhinox tilt bucket. But we are going to cover that in tomorrow's video because you can see right there, the Rhinox bucket is already off of the machine and I have something new under the blanket, which that's gonna be weeks away. What was that? What was that, boy? Huh? The neighbor's trapped in a well? What are you gonna do? It happens. Thanks for telling me, though. I don't usually post 2 videos in a row. I'm gonna do a Saturday and a Sunday post here. I've actually already edited the video. Right now it is Friday afternoon and I'm trying to finish this thing up. And I decided to split the video into 2 because it was getting so long. And the first half of the video kind of covers certain topics, and the second video that I'm going to post tomorrow is more specific on that Rhinox hydraulic tilt bucket. I will say, little preview into tomorrow, I was pretty disappointed. Very disappointed. What are you going to do? Now, I did mention in this video, which I just posted like a couple of weeks ago, that if you guessed correctly what was underneath the moving blanket, which we now know was the hydraulic tilt bucket, I would pick the winners of who guessed it right and send them one of our new hats, whether it's a machine hat or one of the Spicer Design logos. As of this moment right now, there were 3 people that guessed it correctly. And once this video posts, that is it. It's over, obviously, because you'll know. And there's going to be another future video after tomorrow's video, probably still going to be 2 or 3 weeks out, where I'll be comparing the Rhinox tilt bucket with a Mongo tilt bucket. I think it'll be a really good comparison, especially if you're in the market for one. All right, did I cover everything here? Dozer, you're supposed to tell me if I missed something. You bored already? You bored? Yeah. I know, buddy. I know, buddy. Hey, doing a good boy. Hey, my good boy. Good dog. I've actually had a lot of people ask me what breed he is. He looks like a German Shepherd, but he actually has some Golden Retriever in him as well. I've never had either breed, so I don't really know what traits I'm seeing, but he's a good dog. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. Make sure you check out tomorrow so you can see the rest of the review on that Rhinox tilt bucket. It's interesting. And I will leave contact information for Bobcat of Davies County. If you're in the area, I highly recommend them. Might even be able to save a little bit of money. They are not sponsoring this video. They're just a great dealer, and I just figured I would share that with you guys in case you're in the market. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, won't we? Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, you'll probably still be laying there, won't you? Oh, gotta lift the leg up. Daddy just crop dusted you. So you lay down in it.